I think Galway probably came out of this with more than what we did, because in fairness there were stages there where we looked at the game in control, and they came back, and you have to give them fierce credit. I'd be disappointed with our own performance, but look, you've got to give Galway credit. As I said, we looked out of sight, but they came back and kept coming back, and we were very fortunate to get out of it in the finish.
I suppose if you looked at the start of the year, you would have taken 3 wins out of 3 and topped the National Football League this evening before tomorrow's games, with another tough one to come against Tyrone. Yeah,
look, I suppose we're happy with the wins, but I'd be happier if we had a level of performance there. We didn't get a performance there over a sustained period of time, and that's disappointing. But look, we're still in the month of March. There's no getting excited about it.
And Galway's performance in the second half to come back to put a good fight to you in the end, but that goal before half time was probably put you on the road to victory.
Yeah, well, I suppose goals are very significant, and we were fortunate to get that at a good time now, albeit maybe we were a bit unlucky with the Galway one because it came off the post, but full juice to people that were on their toes there and got it. But look, I suppose we're happy with the win, but not happy with the performance. So obviously we're just taking one game at a time, and yeah, Tyrone is a big challenge, but look, we're looking forward to that. Great to be going up there and mixing with the best, and we know after underperforming here tonight we're going to have to improve significantly if we're going to get a result there.
First meeting with Joe Kernan, then the new Galway manager, certainly bringing something new down to Galway, or trying to anyhow.
Yeah, I think they played a very attractive brand of football there. It was very entertaining, and certainly he's certainly introduced a fair bit of battle there, because fellas, as I said, we looked to have the game won on 2 different occasions, and there was a bit of spirit there, which is very important in any team.
3 matches played, as I say. We thought we might have 2 players or so back for the game tonight. Unfortunately, they weren't past fit to play, and that's the way it is. But it gives other guys a chance to perform and at this level, and and I don't know what the free count was, but in my humble opinion, I thought that Cork there must have been 2-1 in the free count, I would say. It seemed to me anyhow that Cork had to nearly be killed before they got a free. Tyrone next year, now Owen Caddigan will be back in directing. We'll have to do a bit of talking between ourselves and the hurlers, in connection with him during the week. That's to be decided. Who else? I don't know now, whether that'll be a week is very little to any fella that's injured. Some of them have, niggling injuries. And look, once a guy reaches 30 in this top level sport today, he's prone to injury, so there's no point in we rushing a fella if he's not ready, and the next thing he's out maybe for a month. So, and as I said to you earlier, any guide in that we have on the thing, it's giving him a chance to perform and see how he fares at this level.
But Tyrone will be a real test.
Sure, look, everybody knows that. Sure, of course, it'll be a real test if you want to look at it in the negative manner, but that, you have to try and think of the positives. We'll be going up to Tyrone, obviously, to try and win the match, and it's as simple as that. The way we would look at it is that every guy that comes in and plays well, he's making it harder for the guy that's out at the moment to win his place back, and that's what you need.
And were you having with the scoring? You're putting up some good scores.
Well, 119 in the first week in March would have to be considered a very good score in any man's language. And I don't know what came from play. I would say 115 or thereabouts. I would say off the top of my head.
And Conor Counihan seems to be settling in well at
a lot of the things that we're trying at the moment. Different people will have different opinions. Yeah. Everyone have their own opinion. But look, it's what we see in training, what we're trying to improve in training, and look, we're prepared to try anything at the moment.